Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGa's Global Astrology. Thanks so much for joining us. We have here, of course, Lady G, who is with us, looking wonderful in blue. And I just wanted to ask you, we were just having a little chat backstage. And can you tell us what's happened with your RV and this blown fuse? What's that all about?
Yeah, I was going out for a week, and of course, I went someplace further away than I usually do. I get out there, the weather turns bad. We've got sleet going, freezing cold, and one of the fuses blow for my electric fireplace thing. I replaced the fuse, but the thing is tripped and it won't go back. So I had to just pack up and come back because I was almost out of propane too. So I was, I was like, I better go back and take care of this. So here I am, but that's okay.
Oh, good. You see, so Lady G, she's such a trooper. So through hail, wind, whatever, she's always here, and I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate that and the contribution you make to the show. So I really do appreciate that. For a news update, everyone, Lena will be back with us next week. So she's going to be back next Saturday, and we're going to be reading on Herschel Walker and, of course, Warnock. Someone was asking if we could read on them this week, but I thought let's leave it to a little bit closer to the time because, as we know, the cards tend to be more accurate, nearer to the time and more relevant. Little news update, and which I need to say before I forget. So first of all, I want to also say hello to the Sunday watchers. Many of you watch the show Sunday morning with a coffee, so we're saying hello. And it's that time of the year. 20% off, everyone. If you type in this Crimbo 20, and not put over here, all lowercase, no spaces. So if you go to my website, then you guys can get 20% off all my consultations, because of course many people are already thinking about next year, asking for next year, what is coming up. And of course, it's great Christmas presents and whatever. And it's also after Thanksgiving, everyone's broke. Yeah, pretty much. Or they spent a lot of money, or if they want Christmas presents for everyone. So Crimbo 20, and that will get you 20% off all of my consultations. Link in the description below. Have a look. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, all of that stuff. And don't forget as well, Lady G's channel as well, who's also linked. Don't forget
Yes, I do also do readings for people. Mine are more advisory type of things, and it's by donation. So there's no reason that you can't afford it.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. You see what a sweet, kind, and generous soul she is. Right. Are you ready, Lady G? Shall we just dive into the content? Right. So as you know, guys, we do our little blurb and then we get stuck in. We're going to try and answer 8 questions for you. We'll try. Yeah. Oh God, I can even hold up the right fingers. We'll try and do 8 questions. We're going to go at a pace. If one gets left off, we'll have to see. Combination, of course, of the usual America and also 2 international questions as well. The first one is from American question. Now let's talk about. Here we are. Here we are. This is coming from Mary Huddleston. And she said, please read on Hakeem Jeffries. Now, Hakeem Jeffries is this new congressman, apparently from Brooklyn. And it seems Nancy Pelosi has passed the baton on to him, for, I think, to be speaker or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And so she would like a read on him. And then what role will Pelosi take now she's stepped back? So in a way, this is a 2-hander question. We'll read on Hakeem. I confess, I know very little about him. I've not even seen his picture. But as you know, Lady G and I, when we just do our cold reads, we just let rip. Yeah, we just let rip.
That's it. I don't know much about him. I've only seen his picture. That's about it. So
Oh.
we're both going in really cold.
Yeah, totally cold. And I can hear people pinging on my website already. Thank you guys. This is amazing. And I really appreciate, we really appreciate your support and you joining us. We'll also ping up some of your questions as well once we've got this first question on the underway. So Hakeem Jeffries, I don't have a clue about this man. Let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see the future. Hakeem Jeffries. Very sure. Oh, someone's here saying, Chat Wadsworth, very sharp guy, watched him during the impeachments. Okay. Hakeem. What can you tell us, Spirit, about Hakeem? Oh, bit jumpy. Let's see.
While you're doing that, let me run and get some other cards. They're in the other room.
Hakeem. All right, I'm gonna do. Let's do a little bit of dish out here. Hakeem. I know nothing about this guy. Let's see what the cards have to say. Hakeem. What can you tell us, Spirit, about this man? Right. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on. Oh, interesting. Oh, all right. Yeah. Sorry for all the sound effects, everyone, because it was like there's one card in there that's a bit of a shocker. Yeah. And I just want to say as well, thank you, Carmela Cartuti, for your donation. That's so sweet of you. Let me see if I can find it to ping it up on the screen. Maybe let me go up. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Let's click it up. There you are. Thanks so much, Carmela. Right. Okay. Lady G, you're still having a little rummage.
Yes.
I'm going to go and I'm just going to go with what I've got, guys. Don't stone the crows. Yeah, like they say, don't shoot the messenger.
Only the messengers of the cards.
So this is really interesting. So here, the first card I get is the strength card. Yeah, so this is talking about really what the whole reading is all about. And the strength card, of course, in many ways, it's quite literal. It can literally mean strength, yeah, or requiring strength. So there's this element here where this Hakeem guy is going to have to pull on his strength and his resources. And of course, when one thinks about it, with Pelosi, big boots to fill. Do you know what I mean? I mean, she's a bit of a legend, yeah? So he's going to have to pull a lot on his internal resources. This can also mean as well taming something as well. So this is maybe him kind of coming in and taming potentially certain aspects of the Democratic Party. Not that they need much taming, but this is what this would suggest. So wanting to be almost this soothing or calming influence. What's in the obstacle position? Here we've got the Page of Pentacles. Now we know the pages all deal with messages, yeah. And this one you can see is holding a coin. Oh, scandal! that was quite interesting.
I've been having trouble with my internet last night and today, and so
wow.
Let me try to turn this off.
You can put it on airplane mode. That's what I do, and then that way you don't get funny noises and stuff happening.
That was loud.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. So here we got the Page of Pentacles. So pages are always about messages, and of course he's holding a coin, which can also speak about funding and stuff like that. So what this suggests to me is that it might be something to do, like his tenure could be to do with maybe potentially increasing funds, something like that, or new ideas around funding, because of course their messages bringing that forward, but it has arrived in the obstacle position. So it could be maybe he might have things to say about how the Democrat Party is funded. Maybe this could ruffle a few feathers, or this could be coming up with new ideas for funding and income streams and stuff like that. It has turned up. Next card I get is the Six of Cups, and we know this is very much a card of nostalgia. And also as well, reminiscing about the past. It has a lot as well to do with family and youth as well, which is also being picked up, of course, by the pages. So he's obviously quite a young guy, isn't he? I can't remember. I think he's the first man of color, first black guy to be nominated or whatever for this role to be speaker.
Isn't it the House that's going after Hunter Biden?
Yes, but it's gonna be the new House that's going to be sworn in, isn't it? It's going to be the Republican House that's going to be going.
Exactly. And so he's the what do they call lame duck? Yeah.
That's interesting because this is, you're absolutely right, because this could also be a Hunter Biden vibes as well, because the Six of Cups also deals with what? The past.
Yes,
we know these guys are absolutely rabid. We already know what the playbook is and the cray and the mishagos that they're going to try and create. Now, this is interesting. Look at this.
Ooh.
The Ten of Swords shows up in the reading. Like I said, guys, don't blame the messenger. We just have to read what's here. This card, it can deal with sudden endings, it can trails, etc., stuff like that, being stabbed in the back. But what you say with the Hunter Biden thing, so this can also speak as well of maybe the GOP, obviously wanting to bring certain things to do with the Democrats to an end. So this suggests
it's all about dirtying Biden's, and they're the big family of corruption, and
exactly. So when we look at it now, we can see why he will need his strength. Because it's like the GOP are already coming through in the reading, and we know that they're obsessed with the past. They've got nothing to offer. But then the outcome card is actually quite a positive one. Here we are, King of Wands. So, of course, this is about what? Passion, enterprise, intelligence. So it looks like that this guy, I think he's quite dynamic. There's a dynamic element here to him. There's obviously, this is also about energy and passion, and he's obviously quite a young guy. So he is going to have to deal with the Republicans and their sabotage attempts based on the past, and things to do as well with Democrat funding. So this is for it. I don't know how it will manifest, but it's going to be in the news. There's going to be this dialogue. It could be coming from the Republicans saying, well, they funded this, that, and the other, or it can also be the Democrats as well, looking at their funding structures and different stuff like that. Either way, there's going to be discussion about money changing hands. They could be talking about Biden, Hunter Biden, trying to bring this defeat for the Dems. But ultimately, it looks like this guy is quite strong, at least for now. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, I got a card that pulled the overview of it, and it's about the heart of the matter. And so underneath of it all, we have new burdens that he's taken on with the seasons, the round and round of the stuff that's going to happen in the house. At the center of it, we have shedding light. Now, I got the theft card. Okay. So when I did the pendulum, it's showing that it's the spiritual light. Okay. So he's bringing light to the theft, the things that the Repugly Uglies are going to try to get away with at the heart of it, which is Hunter Biden and dirtying Biden and all the stuff, the rabbit things that they've got planned that they're going to do. And also I got in the past strength, a person of strength for the house and the community. So I think he's going to be a good pillar there that can be counted on. What's now, he's in the kind of the minority thing, but he's going to bring a lot of inspiration and good luck to them in going forward. The challenge is the judgments. and trying to heal things that they're going to try to bring out in this book of drama that they're doing. And the clarification, he's in for a battle, but he's ready to hold the line when it comes to the government, his position. So yeah, he's a strong guy, and he knows going in the rabid things that the Republic Uglies are frothing at the mouth about, and
Yes.
he's ready to take it on.
And Jane here says Hakeem Jeffries has been in Congress for about 10 years. So that means he's not wet behind the ears then. So obviously he understands what levers need pulling, what he's dealing with. So let's just see how his tenure unfolds. Of course, there's only a few weeks to go before, of course, from what I understand, it's going to move over to the Republicans in January. So the Dems have got an opportunity to try and get as much done as they possibly can, get as much clean house as they can do. And understand Healing Medium as well is Kevin Healing Medium is also here in the chat as well. So hello to Kevin, and thank you everyone for joining us as well. Okay, are you ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, because we were then supposed to read on Pelosi, weren't we? So okay, what's the future for Pelosi? Let's look at that, because that's an interesting question, isn't it? What's the question? What's going to happen for Pelosi? Let's see here. Let's see. Having been footballed by Nancy Pelosi, also wondering what her role will be after stepping down from. Oh, that's Mary. So she's repeated her question. We're going to answer the second part now, Mary. Thank you. All right. Nancy Pelosi. What's going on with her? Oh, that's when I looked at the base. Nancy Pelosi. And she's stepping down not because she can't physically do it. She has extraordinary health. Like this woman was she 82 or something?
Yeah, 82, I think it is. Yeah.
Looking like she's in her 60s, and just so we know she's not stepping down, because she can't do it. I mean, the tragic, horrible things that have happened to Paul is just, one can hardly blame her. What's going on? Nancy Pelosi. Oh. Can I drop that? Oh. What's going on with her? What's going on with Nancy? Let's see. All right, I'll pull the camera down so you guys can see the cardies. Oh, look at this. This is fascinating. All right, shall I go?
Absolutely.
As you guys know, you saw me there shuffling, rummaging the cards. I get so many repeat cards, but here we go. So Nancy Pelosi, look at the signifier card. The signifier card is the Nine of Pentacles, but look, it's reversed. So we know when the Nine of Pentacles is the right way up. This refers to I say it's the hostess with the mostess. Yeah. This is a financially independent, affluent woman or person who has had many great achievements. She's financially independent. Everything is basically all good. But of course, is it really any surprise the card has turned up reversed? She's had her whole world turned upside down because her husband of how many years was basically someone tried to kill him. And this is literally, it's almost like her whole world, her whole sense of security has been turned upside down. That's how I look at it, like that. And then look, the other card is very obvious too. Ten of Swords comes back. She was what? Betrayed, stabbed in the back. This is literally the attack is turned up in the obstacle position. There it is. So here's Nancy, normally this way. Life turned upside down by this vicious attack, which was really an attempt on her life. Because if she had been there, it would have been an assassination, potentially. So terrible. And then when we look at the next card, the narrative of the cards is so clear. Look what comes up next, Lady G. Walking away. Quite literally. It couldn't be any clearer. She's like, you know what? It's time to go. Had enough. Yeah, I've got to walk away. And she also said, I want to give it to younger people. But like, you can't make it up. It's literally what has played out. However, there's a kind of rebirth of sorts.
Yeah.
She will recoup. She will recover. She's got the Star card, which, of course, now again, very appropriate. The Star card, I think, if I remember correctly, Lady G, comes after the Tower. I think it comes after the Tower. Yeah. So this is what the recovery after what a Tower moment, which has clearly happened in her life. It's been shocking, but this is about blessings from heaven and rejuvenation. Can also represent the American people as well. So this is her in a way kind of stepping back and recovering from everything, but still working hard on behalf of the American people. And then look, Page of Pentacles comes back. It's the second time already. So again, new ideas potentially for the Democrats, maybe connected with funding. And as we saw earlier, it was Hakeem also got this card. So it makes sense. They should both get the same cards in the reading. He got Ten of Swords as well. So we can see the energy is connected because of the betrayal that she's had. She stepped away and he is the protege. And you could see that mirroring in there.
Yeah, when you pulled that, what I get with that is grounded information, practical information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you have, Lady G?
So what I got for the overview is the sun, that she still sheds light. She's holding on. She's still going to be vocal because she knows the ins and outs of what's going on. So I think she will still be there in advisory. Anytime he needs something, I'm sure he'll have open communication with her. Of course, she's not happy with what's happened, what's going on, but she's got enough inner vision to see and try to make the best of what things are. In the past, she's had a lot of successes, okay? Been able to move things in a new direction. And she's kind of a storm. She can be tough. She's got a lot of energy and she has no problem with standing up and putting it out there. Now, what we have going on now, I think this is how she sees her protege coming in, that he's a person that is effective. He's got the goods. The seasons, he's been there for a time and he knows government. So she's feeling good about that. Now, when we come to the difficulty, the trial, we have, of course, their dark deeds and the transformation, things they're trying to put into place and how that's going to go forward. But clarification, we're looking at the hidden things and the wishes of all of the deep state conspiracy dramas that they're trying to pull. So I think she knows what's going on and she will be there in the background to advise him in anything he needs. And, just be a silent person in the back. The next layer I had underneath of it, I might as well show you this, is going forward, calmer waters, and continuing in that mode of strength and light. So,
very interesting. Very interesting. So it looks like he will have his challenges, of course, having to deal with, the Republicans and all of the shenanigans that they're going to get up to, of course, which are quite obvious. Although they're not going to have everything their own way. This is a razor thin majority that they have. If they trip up, and we'll see what happens with what's his name, James Smith. Is it James Smith, the new whatever? They're kind of teetering, because if they lose one or two people, that can easily change the balance, and they will be keenly aware of that. And we've got some questions on them as well coming. Let's go. Are you ready for question 3, Lady G?
Absolutely. Let's go for it.
And here we are. I'm literally flicking backwards and forwards, as you know, in my book. Right, we're going international.
Jack Smith, they said. His name
Jack Smith. Sorry, Jack Smith.
Jack Smith. I'm so bad with names, too. I almost have to have my name tattooed on me to remember. I mean, that's how bad I am.
I can remember his face. I mean, he's got a very distinctive face, doesn't he? He looks like someone You know, that means business. But yeah, sorry guys, sometimes the names slip. So we are going to Belarus. Now, I only caught up on this story today, actually. So Nicola McClafferty, thank you so much for your question. And we've had many consults and stuff like that together, backwards and forwards. Now, so I'm just going to read this out and furnish it with a few details. So she's written, "Hi Hogarth, did Belarusian foreign minister, who is called Vladimir Mackay, I may be pronouncing that wrong. He was 64 years old. He died very suddenly. Did he pass because of foul play by Russia? Yeah, so that's the main question. And just to give a little bit, and then she's also written here, doesn't appear to have involved a window, because, you know, a lot of people are just being, you know, suddenly falling from windows, you know, for quite a while. I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? So, which is the usual departure of Russian officials, but still seems a bit off. And she's saying she'll catch up on the show tomorrow. So to put a bit of context, he attended a conference in Yerevan, which is the capital of Armenia. And if you're not sure where Armenia is, that's where the Kardashians are from, yeah? I just thought I'd throw that in, yeah? For, not that it's worth anything, but anyway, some people know Armenia because of that. And he was going to see Sergei Lavrov, who, of course, is the Russian foreign minister. And apparently this guy, who's now dead, criticized Russia in the past, but was sort of trying to support their war and stuff like that. So the question really is, was foul play involved? Was Russia involved? Again, for entertainment purposes only, in the demise of Vladimir Mackay. Oh, you know what? I need my black and white deck, of course, for this. So we're dealing with skullduggery, international espionage, and the like. So this is my Bianco Nero deck that everyone's come to know. There we are. I have a new deck on the way, by the way, Lady G.
What's coming?
Well, it's not arrived yet. It's coming from America. Oh my God. I hope the postage is covered, because international stuff is really tricky. But these cards, when they come, are gorgeous. They are amazing. All right. Was Russia involved? Was Russia involved in this guy's demise? Or was it natural causes? For entertainment purposes only. Let's see. Just pull down so you can see what I got. Let's have a look. Ooh. Oh, my cards are upside down. Never mind. Oh, what? Oh, God. Are they? 1 minute. Oh, I'm not sure. No, I don't think. Oh, I'm not sure. All right. I think my cards were mainly upside down. Oh, my God. My camera's just gone. Doodah. There we are. Do you want me to go, or are you ready to go? I'm going to turn
I'll go ahead and go while you're taking care of your cards.
Yeah.
The underlying thing is about strength of what's happening. And underneath of it all, we have Russia, and it could be Mother Russia quickly acting, be out of his vulnerability. Okay. At the center of it, they were not happy. Juggling some information I see, or juggling could be having to do with money or practical matters, shedding light on it. In the past, again, they've gotten some wisdom, some knowledge, and some seeing through the dark things of some kind of a painful thing that they didn't want to see, didn't want to deal with. What's going now? The strength eating away at his breath. Okay.
Wow.
So the challenge is the unfamiliar territory. At the heart of it, this death, stabbed in the back. Okay.
Wow.
So I would say maybe that they did a strong action. One of their workers in the community looks like took him out. Probably some type of a poison or something like that, fast acting thing that shut down his breathing system. Yeah.
So funny that you were saying that, because my first instinct as well was poison.
Yeah.
I just thought, you know, it could have been anything. Could have been ricin. I mean, we know Mother Russia is famous for poisons and the like. Also, as well, I want to say, thank you, Laura, for your donation. So thank you, Laura, for your donation. And thank you, Lucky McLuckley, as well. Let me see if I can scroll down and find where to actually click on it, because as you guys know, the chat is just worth the visit on its own. There's so much debate that goes on. I can't even get down to scroll to where it is. So I'm scrolling through a few bits and bobs. Okay, what do I have? First of all, 10 of Wands, yeah, in terms of what this is all about. Hard work, feeling burdened and oppressed. So this is what I suspect. Before he attended this conference, I think this is how he was feeling a lot of pressure, because of course he had allegedly, I don't know what the criticism was, but when I was checking up on the news, they said he had criticized Russia in the past. And we know when you do that, particularly when you're supposed to be one of these agents of Russia, you start getting a lot of pressure put on you. Also, as well, there's lots of pressure over, the illegal, Ukraine war, etc., all of that kind of stuff. So his situation was pressurized. And this is talking about him, like, obviously on his way to the conference, probably anticipating having a lot of work to do, because he was supposed to be meeting Sergei Lavrov, and he wouldn't necessarily have been having a nice time of it. But look at the obstacle card. How many times when we speak about Russia, look at that. 7 of Swords.
Enemy dagger.
Yeah, the dagger, quite literally. So again, for entertainment purposes only, but as you know, when we pull this card, particularly when I talk about Russia, I either get the Emperor, the Empress, or the 7 of Swords, and it's turned up here. So we can see quite literally, it's, just really not good. Next card, again, is the 9 of Swords. Yeah. So I think there was this element of anguish here, maybe potentially on the Russian side, for how, of course, the war is going in Ukraine and stuff like that, because they are trying desperately to keep the propaganda machine going, and it's not working. So there is this element. What I sense is, again, for entertainment purposes only, but my instinct is maybe this guy was maybe a double agent and had been working a lot for the West, because they said he had a lot of connections with the West and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And he's kind of been,
with the cloak and dagger, the spy and the double agent.
Exactly, literally, because this can literally mean a spy in the camp. So I think maybe he was a spy.
And that one really does have the cloak and dagger on that card.
I mean, the card just says it all, doesn't it? It's remarkable. And then look, we got the 7 of Pentacles here, but reversed. So 7 of Pentacles, look, anticipating a harvest, etc., decisions, seeds sown, all of that kind of stuff. Don't need to go into too much detail. But here, when it's reversed, it can mean the spoiled harvest. But when we put it in the whole context, he's been working desperately hard, maybe trying to shore up support, like, look, guys, I'm on your side, And then, but the Russians are like, nah, you're a spy. We don't trust you. We've been worrying about you for a while, Now it's time to take action, because you've been a spoiled harvest. You've not given us what we wanted. We invested in you, and that's not been the outcome that we wanted. And the emperor was not pleased.
Yeah.
I think that kind of says it all, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm.
They definitely dovetail into each other, those readings. So
yeah, definitely. We're both yeah. So again, for entertainment purposes only, but the cards are pretty clear on that. Oh, we've just gone over 900 people. Thank you for joining us, folks. All right, Lady G, are you ready for the next question?
absolutely. Moving right along.
Yeah, we're going at a good gallop. So we're now back. Where am I? I need question number 4. Oh, we're back. We're back to the USA, and this time it's going to be about evangelicals. Yeah, not spoken about them for a while.
Oh, one of my favorite subjects.
I know, one of your favorite subjects. I love it when you read on them. It's going to be very interesting to see what you get. Now, this is an interesting question. This is coming from Jenny Fear, F-E-H-R. So I'm going to pronounce that as Fear. Fear. So she said, Hogarth, please ask the tarot. I think this was a question from last week. Please ask the tarot if the evangelicals are doing God's will by trying to influence politicians' belief on the voters. And what did I write here? I wrote a little comment underneath, and I put here, my answer is that it's most likely Shadow's will that they're trying to express. But let's just see. What are they doing in terms of what is their motivation, which I think we know already, but let's just...
Do we really need to pull cards on this?
Maybe not. But let's see what in light... how about this? In light of... Let's augment that question a little bit. In light of the recent results, yeah, where it's kind of been backfire, chitty bang bang for the Republicans. Remember, they didn't get that. They were supposed to have that red tidal wave, which turned into a little bit of a dribble.
The red fizzle.
Yeah, the fizzle, the damp squib. So how about we ask, how do evangelicals feel about those results of the midterms? So I think that's a bit more, that's quite interesting, isn't it? How do the evangelicals feel? Because we know what they're all about. They want Gilead 2.0 and basically a quasi-Christian caliphate. That's essentially what they want. How do they feel about those midterm results? And maybe even Duck L'Orange. How do the evangelicals feel about the midterm results and Duck L'Orange? All right, let's have a look. Camera down. Let's see what's here. Interesting. Oh, all right. Do you want me to have a pull?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Right, here we go. Very interesting. Very interesting. Straight off the bat, now could we modify the questions, because we know that they've wanted Gilead. Yeah, they've basically looked at the Handmaid's Tale and they've gone, wow, this is like Acme Productions for how to basically rule, yeah, minority rule. Now, in the context of the result of the midterms, we get the Temperance card. Now, this is very interesting because it's actually quite a positive card, but it deals about balance. So really, when I look at this, it's like the evangelicals are recalibrating. They are looking, it's because this also is a card of alchemy as well. It's not only balance. It
also see temperance as a cooling of things.
Absolutely. So could it be, and I think this could be the case, could it be that the fever has broken And now that the evangelicals are kind of like, maybe a little bit more balance is required. Maybe we've just gone a little bit too. But what this also says to me is, because also the question is also as well about the, the GOP, the midterms and stuff. So this would suggest there's some kind of reevaluation, recalibration going on. The chemistry has changed. That's how I'm going to interpret that. In the obstacle position, look, we got 4 of Pentacles, which is what? Holding on. Yeah, this is kind of like not feeling, there is a sense of maybe insecurity now. They're not feeling, this isn't a confidence card. This is very much about trying to protect your losses, holding on, rummaging down the back of the sofa. Could it be that they might be less inclined now to give money to some of those kind of really wacky candidates that went forward? Maybe it could even be some of the evangelicals might have been just like, maybe Herschel Walker and stuff like that. Because look, on one hand, you can't say, I want abortion banned under all circumstances, and then 2 or 3 women turn up with certificates, and cards written by Herschel Walker. So I think that has turned off a lot of the evangelicals. Even for them, they're kind of like, little bit hypocritical. So it looks like they might be trying to hold their positions. They're certainly not rabid. It's like cold water has been thrown on their rabid passions. But look at this. The King of Pentacles turns up, and we know that this is a Duck L'Orange card. But look, it's upside down.
Yeah.
So I think they're changing their attitude towards Duck L'Orange. They're kind of like, maybe you're not so much of a winner for us anymore. I mean, it only took 3 cycles of elections for them to work it out. So obviously they're not that bright, but you know what I mean? But now this would also suggest as well, there's not as much support for the big guy, or former guy. Also as well, they're looking at their messaging. Knight of Cups, can deal with the false lover, but I think what it is that in regards to the midterms, the message from the voters has not been one that they've liked. And also as well, this also as well can talk about these people that really haven't been equipped for the job, because this all can also be false promises and stuff like that, and emotions. So some of them could feel like they were seduced, to a certain level. And then the outcome here is very obvious. Look at that. It's that 5 of Cups. So they're feeling a bit disenchanted, a bit kind of like was flat for them. And I think they've kind of maybe fallen out of love a bit with Trump. What do you have, Lady G?
Well, people are asking for a message from Dog.
Oh gosh, of course. All right. Messages from Dog.
I wouldn't want to step on the toes of the dog.
I was thinking about it. Thank you guys for asking. So let's see. Let's see what messages from Dog have for the evangelicals who are clearly, licking a few wounds, aren't they? Let's see. Messages from Dog, by the way, is so it's written by Donna E. McDonald. Might be a bit bright. Sorry if that's a little bit. Let's turn it like that. Donna E. McDonald. And illustrated by Susan Ardra Lyon. And I think it's available on Amazon and stuff like that. So have a little look. All right, let's see. Let's pull a card. Messages from Dog. All right, messages from Dog. Let's see what Dog has to say for the evangelicals. This is interesting. Look at this. It says, choose happiness. Choose happiness. Chase the things that bring you joy. How interesting. So the message there is, it's just like, look, stop being evil. Just stop.
Unfortunately, that's what gives them joy.
But maybe they're going to have to reassess now, because they're looking at the chemistry. The chemistry has changed, and I think they're going to have to change their message to maybe something a bit more positive and less like The Handmaid's Tale. So let's see.
I would know
agree.
about that because my cards got, of course, the Sky Father, that they are, they've got their prophets. And their prophets put what? 45 on the pedestal, the liar. Okay, so what are they following? The king of lies, the father of lies. And so they're not going to so easily give up because underneath of it, we have the strength of their illusion and delusion, and it's served them so far. So, they're still going to be talking about ones like the narcissist, still talking it up in that strength. They're still talking about the storm and QAnon stuff. Going into it, they're looking at going forward, but kind of bound up at this time when it comes to government. Okay. So now they're looking at abusing, abuse, how they can manipulate, how they can turn it around for the health for them, for their health, because at the center of it, they're working towards the key of world domination.
Wow. God.
So that's their long-term goal. So the challenge is the buying and selling, the seasons, and looking at the long game. How can we move this forward?
Recalibrating, aren't they?
Yeah.
Recalibrating.
Exactly. The clarification is maybe walking away, but they're wishing to find a new messenger.
So it's kind of, in a way, it's like, the king is dead. Long live the king.
Yeah. They're looking for a new king because this one is going down in flames.
Look at the Tower card there. Wow. Fascinating cards, isn't it? So, wow. Okay, so we ended up modifying the question, but I think the answers that came out were quite sophisticated, weren't they? Quite sophisticated and very revealing. So they've not given up quite yet. They are.
Oh no, they're looking. Well, when you're following the father of lies and deceit and whatever to get what you want, because ego is at the front of the show, you're going to get that mentality like 45. They're right in alignment with that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Very interesting. Very interesting. Right. So are you ready for the next question, Lady G?
Absolutely.
Perfect. And there's over 1,000 of you who's just joined us now. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys joining us. Welcome. And of course, as well, to Sunday people as well. Many of you watch us Sunday morning with a coffee.
Exactly. So, whenever you watch, it's all good.
Indeed. Right. Now we're going international again, and we're going back to China. Yes. Now, as you know, you guys, I've been saying this for months now. And maybe at the end of this, once this video is up, I will put, again, my predictions for world leaders and how the eclipses would affect them. And I said very specifically as well that Xi Jinping will be affected, particularly the movement of Mars. And I said he's going to have domestic issues at home, things to do with riots, confrontation, etc. And things are really starting to kick off in China now in a big way. Yeah. So what have I written? What's here? So there's been two things, another things that have made the news. So so riots in China, in Zhongzhou, at the biggest iPhone manufacturer. So one of the biggest iPhone manufacturers in China, and the staff have been rioting. They've not been paid properly. And of course, China still has this zero COVID policy. We're talking nearly 3 years in. Nearly 3 years in, and they're still doing lockdowns and stuff like that. So, so violent clashes with staff on strike against lockdowns. And most recently, there's been a new protest breakout in Xinjiang, which is in the far west of the country, following a fatal high-rise tower block fire. At least 10 people died in this tower block fire. And the people are saying the reason why the people died is that they couldn't get out quick enough because they were all being locked in and locked down. So now they're protesting against that, and they're shouting, "End the lockdown." end the lockdown. So this is really a big deal for China to come out in this way, for the Chinese people to say, like, enough. So I think we should have a read on what is in the future for the Chinese people. And also as well, in March, Mars will go back over the sun, natal sun of Xi Jinping's chart. The sun deals with leadership, and all of this stuff, and the kingdom. So we'll see. All right, what's in the future for the Chinese people? Will they get freedom from these lockdowns? Will they get freedom? Also, as well, many Chinese people, as you can imagine, are watching the World Cup, and they're looking at the rest of the world free, and they're like, why aren't they wearing masks? Simple question, isn't it? So we'll see. We'll see. But 3 years, nearly 3 years of lockdown. This is just wow. Okay, what's going on for the Chinese people? What's in their future? What's going on for the Chinese people? What's going on for the Chinese people of China? Wow. Okay. I'm ready to go. I don't mind.
Go ahead. I'm still pulling.
Very interesting. And as you saw, I was shuffling away, and look who comes back. The Knight of Cups. So really, what is this about? I think what is, the Chinese people have become tired of the messaging, and I think they feel like they've been offered a false promise. They were told that all of these lockdowns would bring an end, would bring an end to the virus, and the virus is surging, by the way, but also as well, the cups deal with what? Emotions and stuff like that. And I think this is really like the Chinese people they are just tired. They're tired of the messaging, and they want the Communist Party, the party, to hear them, want them to hear them. Look what comes in the obstacle position. It is the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands deals with fertile new beginnings, fresh starts, entrepreneurship, coming up with brilliant ideas, dynamic and brilliant ideas, but it's turned up in the obstacle position. So it may as well be upside down. They feel what? Hemmed in, held back. Businesses are being closed again. And this is actually really, these lockdowns are really starting to affect the Chinese economy really strongly now. So this is an enterprising card. So if it's in the opposition position, then it is the opposite of enterprise. Remember as well, there's no social welfare system as well in China, as far as I'm aware. So when you're not earning money, there's no kind of, payments and stuff. It's like, so a lot of them are feeling uninspired and out of cash. Look at this, the next card, Major Arcana, the Hermit. They literally, look, this is a card of what? Having to go within.
Right.
It can deal, isn't it? It can deal with, sorry, what you're going to say, Lady G, sorry?
No, I said yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so they are literally being forced to go within. The Chinese people are having to really deeply reflect now, deeply reflect on these messages from the government, really having to reflect on this, because they're a proud nation, and they've had such economic growth for such a long time, but now that economic growth is being stymied, because they're locked out. So this can also deal with paranoia, feeling constrained, and just look, you can see withdrawn. Literally, they're in lockdown. Look at the next card, another Major Arcana, Judgment. So now I think the Chinese people are actually starting to quite openly judge the government now. They're rioting around what? The messaging. These kind of false promises. Everyone's like, well, look, the rest of the world is moving on. Yes, COVID is still there, but come on, like people are having World Cups and stuff like that. Imagine what it's like for them sitting there at home.
Yeah.
And the outcome card, anguish, sleepless
Yeah.
nights, you know, nightmares. They're almost like, will this nightmare ever end? So what I see happening is, particularly when Mars goes back into sidereal Gemini, round about middle of March, I can't remember the exact date, it's going to sit, pardon me, for a while right on Xi Jinping's sun. And Mars normally spends about 2 months in each sign. So from March, so let's say March, April, May, we're going to really see that kind of stuff kick off. I even anticipate he may even try and lock down social media and stuff like that of all kinds, because Gemini deals with that. What do you have, Lady G?
Okay, well, what I got, the overall reading of it is the hangman kind of being hung up, and sacrifices maybe having to be made. Because underneath of it, you know, we had this one, but I checked the pendulum and this is overturned. So they are not happy. There's no celebration. They don't want to see any more of the lies, the slipperiness that's going on with the government. At the center of it, they want to heal. They're having the intuition, and they're talking to each other, you know, in beneficial terms. They're underneath of it. Going into it in the past, we have them holding on the workers, but, you know, again, those dark elements coming in, pollution, all the stuff that's going on there with their work environment. They're looking at now the government, the contracts, and the balance or the lack thereof when it comes to their situation.
And one thing quickly as well, sorry to interrupt, well, you got the 4 there, the 4 of Wands, and that can also deal with real estate. There's been huge problems in the Chinese housing market. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd add that. Please carry on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for adding that. So the challenge is they're motivating, moving forward with more and more people gaining new things about moving forward. How are they going to move this? Because they want to cut this. They want to get to calmer waters. At the moment, they're kind of drifting, but it looks like they are having secret meetings and trying, like yours was showing, the element of looking deeper and what new action can we take? Well, how are we going to move this forward? So, yeah, they're going to have to do some sacrifices. It's not going to be easy, but it looks like eventually they may rebel against the government.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, because there's people can only take so much. It doesn't matter how disciplined or how used to the yoke of, you know, whatever a country's under. We see it happening, of course, in Iran. People can only take so much. This is coming up for 3 years of this.
Yeah.
And we know the damage, of the psychological damage as well that lockdowns do, but also as well, it's not working. They're all being locked down, and it's still spreading
taking
anyway.
all their money, their bank accounts, they're throwing them out of their where they live. They're just they're to the point of we can't take any more of this. This has been, you know, beyond.
Wow. Okay, so can you believe
Yeah,
it?
it says also they're having the electrical power problems because of the drought. Yeah, they're losing some manufacturing because they have no energy.
Yeah, so it's all, you see, it's all, so you can imagine by March, imagine how much more of an issue it's going to be. And then Mars is going to go in and put his fire and his energy and all of his rebelliousness right on top of Xi Jinping's sun in his chart. So he could even find his leadership challenged. We know that he wants to live on forever and ever and ever and ever, but there are going to be real challenges, and we see it brewing now, just like how we said with the astrology. Right, we've almost basically reached the hour, but there is still a question on McCarthy and DeSantis. Shall we do a one-card pull on each of them, just to kind of round up the show, and then we'll go into detail, more detail next week when Lena's back. So this is coming from Ruth Goldberg. Perfect, thank you. So this is coming from Ruth Goldberg. So she says, my cards say Kevin McCarthy's time as Speaker of the House will be nasty, Brutus, and short. What do you see? And then Patricia Franzino has asked, will DeSantis finish his current term? If not, what will remove him from office? So let's go with McCarthy. Let's shuffle and just see what we get about his potential tenure. I don't know if he's been selected yet. Let us know in the comments if he's been. I don't think it's happened quite yet.
It hasn't yet. Yeah, no.
So first one, Kevin McCarthy, one card pull. What do the cards have to say about him? And then we'll do it after 3. Okay. All right, I've got one.
Me too.
All right, 1, 2, 3. What do you have? Ooh.
Okay. Something new. Okay.
Something new ideas. And look at this.
Yeah,
maybe it's about the money.
Yeah, new action. So maybe they're not going to see him as the end all and be all. They might be looking for someone that's got more.
Yeah, fresh ideas, perhaps.
Yeah,
fresh ideas, and it looks like he's in it for the money. Yeah,
yeah.
Looks like he's in it for the money. No shocks there. So we'll see what happens, but we'll go into more detail potentially next week when Lena's back. Right. DeSantis, let's see the top part of the question. Will DeSantis finish his current term? One card pull on that. And then we'll have to close the show. Will DeSantis finish his term? I'm hearing a no because we know he wants to be president, but let's just see.
Well, they have that one thing that you would have to quit being governor if he wants to run for president. So they're looking for some way to snake that around to change that.
Mm-hmm. All right, what card do you have? All right.
Ooh.
What have I got? Oh, look at this. I've got the world.
Yeah, retreating.
Retreating, beginnings and endings, and beginnings. So to me, that says no.
Yeah.
I don't think
I get that too. They may not be able to find a loophole for him to run and still remain governor. So he may say, "Oh, a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush." So
yeah, that's what it looks like there, because it was retreat, and world can deal with a project coming to its end. So it looks like he's gonna withdraw in order so that he can run for president. But can you believe how quickly the time has gone? It's gone in a flash.
What happened?
I know, it goes so fast. It feels like 20 minutes. It really does. So thank you everyone for joining us and supporting, of course, Lady G and I. Thank you as well for all the donations. I hope I caught everyone. At least I hope I did. Thank you everyone for joining us as well in the chat and stuff like that. We will be back next week, of course. Lena will be back next week, so we'll be back to the power of 3. And just in case anyone didn't say it, shameless plug, here we are. But Crimbo 20, everyone, put that in the what is that? The coupon thing.
Absolutely. If you haven't done it, definitely do it, because he is 100% on with his astrology. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that. So yeah, we are a little kind of early Christmas gift there for everyone. Thank you, of course, Lady G, again for being here. It's been great. The cards were fabulous. I think they just said so much, didn't they? So much. So we will see you guys next week. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.